is Emmanuel Augustus. You talk about one of the most unique styles in boxing.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
Because I'm in the UK,
in the red corner, from Brooklyn, New York, in the United...
A lot of trash. Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. Well done with that counter shot. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. How about that time counter shot? These two lightweights are showing you why they are the best of the best. Good counter punch. Augustus is clipped. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counterpunch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Both men step back for just a moment. Beautiful counter shot. Nice counter shot. The straight right just misses. They block the hook. Straight right just misses. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Every time they throw a shot, despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Teofimo Lopez that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
That's it. Breathe. Just get your breath back. Good work.
Get out there and switch on. Get this boxing back together.
3 shots. Keep smart. Just the same again. Don't change.
Sky, you're much better. He's not in your league.
Here we go for round 2. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Catch and shoot. There's a counter shot. He threw a punch and just got countered. This fighter embodies the cardinal rule of boxing. Hit and don't get hit.
If you're an outside fighter, you've got to use that straight jab, the straight right hands, the straight left hands. Doing it that way, it makes it so awkward for anybody to try and pin you down or even predict which way you're moving.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Caution is being thrown to the wind. That jab doesn't score. that right hook blocked. The hand speed in these lighter divisions is always so impressive, but if you can sneak in a power shot every once in a while and sit down on a punch, that's where you separate yourself. For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Nice counter shot. This is a high-octane battle. Perfect counter shot. Misses with the jab. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Can't connect with that right hook. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy.
On to the third. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Oh, and Augustus might be ready to fall down. Looks like they've shaken it off.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Nice counter. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Jab not finding its target. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
That counter shot lands. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
And he scores with the counter. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Defense is not an option for these two. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Get your mind back on the job.
Back at it in round 4. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
A perfect counter lands. When you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses, how do you deal with it?
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Beautiful counter punch. Punch, counter punch. They exchange punches. That hook misses. Punch caught him clean. That left hook misses. Nice punch. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Counter punch. So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
Nice counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. The straight right just misses. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think.
Back into the fray here in round 5. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter shot. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you don't think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket him.
And the takeover's in some big trouble now. I thought we were going to see the finish there.
What recovery skills they are.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. And Lopez is dazed. They've avoided catastrophe there. Oh, right there. Teofimo in some real trouble here. Teofimo Lopez goes down. Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
1, 2.
referee says they can continue, but how much more do they have left?
Got to waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to call you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the round.
Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T. Play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
Beautiful counter shot. Which fighter will say no mas? That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. And Teofimo Lopez might be ready to go. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough.
Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez that last round. What a huge... Here we go in the 6th round. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
The straight right just misses. In this division, both fighters will constantly beat. Look at the swelling and the bruising. They're going to take a look, and they may stop this fight. And the referee will allow this to continue. Nice defense on that right hook. A perfect counter shot. Well done with that counter shot. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter punching.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
I want to think of holding on here for a minute. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Here we go with the lightweights. Get ready to see some blazing hand speed and fancy footwork.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Missed with that jab. He threw a punch and just got countered. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym. Here we go, it's round 7. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, We are in for a great night.
That counter punch caught him clean. A lot of effort being exerted here. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
The straight right just misses. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Well, Johnny, you know, in the lightweight division, they've got fast hands, so get ready to see some lightning.
Let me explain to you about a fast fight that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have to quick burst, boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez that last round. How much cardio was... And there's the bell for round 8. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. And in this replay, you can see it. That body punch folded him like a lawn chair.
I need to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in. The fighter's vision is paramount, and the referee may stop it here. So that's that. The referee's made his judgment, and we carry on. Perfect counter lands. Teofimo in some real trouble here. A much better game plan here.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Another TKO win here, Johnny. What's next?
A TKO, we've got to see it again. Because TKOs, they finish the story too early. It's like being kicked out of a club before the night's done. We want to get a full-blood